Hello, I'm Jimmy Glenos, your life and leadership locksmith, and I'm here to help you get out of a jam, a rut, a stuck place, or anywhere you think you need a little nudge, some guidance, or even a full-blown action plan. If you're ready to break out and break through to a brand new you, let me help you find the keys. Let's not wait any longer. It's time to unlock the shortcut. Hello, I'm Jimmy Glenos, the life and leadership locksmith, and welcome to Unlock the Shortcut. We've all heard of AI, artificial intelligence, but did you know there's a different kind of AI that can have profound effects both individually and professionally in our lives and our workplaces? I'm talking about Appreciative Inquiry. What's this, you might be asking? Well, let me explain a bit of the background, and then we'll explore how to use AI as a shortcut into a more appreciative work and life existence. It all started way back in 1987 when David Cooperrider and Suresh Srivastava were working on a theory, methodology, and process that could be applied to organizational development, project management, and eventually team building. They developed the idea that we could resolve issues simply by implementing solutions that already exist. The problem is, we need to seek out those already existing solutions with what we already have. And of course, the thinking goes that if we already have workable solutions, why in the world do we have these issues? In walks Appreciative Inquiry. This radical approach seeks to lean on asset-based or strengths-based solutions rather than defaulting to the traditional deficit-based solutions where we seek characteristics, qualities, or assets we do not currently possess. In recognizing our current assets and strengths, we foster an environment that emphasizes positive idea generation over negative problem identification. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, do I really want to invest the next 8 to 10 minutes learning about this positive-only approach? Because listen here, Mr. Shortcut Man, I've got issues and I know I've made mistakes in the past. And I really don't want to make those mistakes again. I want to handle things with a more holistic approach. Yes, capitalize on my strengths, but also learn from my mistakes. Okay, great. Because that's exactly what will happen as we follow the steps of Appreciative Inquiry. Our goal is to maximize your current strengths and minimize your weaknesses or deficiencies. You'll see how in just a few minutes. The great thing about Appreciative Inquiry is that you get to focus on what you're already good at. And that is what makes this such a valuable shortcut. You're working with what you know and what you've got. You're not trying to secure new resources, shake a bad habit, or develop a new skill. You're working in a place with the assets, strengths, and experience you already have. And as we all know, it's much easier to do more of something you've already done or are already doing than it is to start doing something you're unfamiliar with. So let's make things easy on ourselves and focus on what we already know how to do in an effort to make our lives better. Are you ready? Let's get started. As you know by now, I like to tweak things a bit, and in our session today, we will make a minor modification to the original 4D cycle. In the original theory, Cooperrider and Srivastava devised the following phases: discover, dream, design, destiny. Now, I propose a slightly modified version of the 4 areas of inquiry. I propose discover, dream, design, dare. I think dare makes more sense. First of all, because discover, dream, and design are all verbs, while destiny is a noun, which makes this part of the formula passive. And we don't do passive when we unlock the shortcut. We don't wait for things to happen, we make things happen. So instead of waiting on destiny, we choose to dare. Not only so it aligns grammatically, but also because we are about to enter a change phase, and that means getting a little bit uncomfortable. And that means finding the courage to do something daring. Discover, dream, design, and then dare. All right, that's enough intro. Let's unlock the shortcut to appreciative inquiry in the workplace. Now, if you remember, our first point of inquiry is the discover phase. And the first part of discovery is celebration. I love celebrating. It's important to take a moment to celebrate just how awesome a team we are. Look at what we've achieved. Look how far we've come. Look how we've overcome obstacles in the past. We're pretty freaking awesome. Pause, reflect, and celebrate. Okay, on to the questions. In the discover phase, we ask questions that help us recognize the things we know we do well, or uncover things that we might not immediately realize until we dig a bit deeper. Here are some questions to consider. As a team, what gives us life? What makes us special? What are our greatest strengths? And who contributes those strengths? Describe a time when we all worked really well together. What were our thoughts, our feelings, or our mindsets at that time? Now, before we go on, I want to pause for a moment to talk about mindset, because this is an essential aspect to the success of appreciative inquiry. Critics often say that AI is deficient because it only focuses on the positive. They proclaim that appropriate mindset is the critical key to appreciative inquiry being successful, and without this positive mindset, AI is ineffective. Now, while that may be true, the same can be said for any change model or process. If stakeholders are not engaged and don't possess the right mindset, no change initiative will be successful. People are just not going to do the work if they don't feel like doing it. Mindset is absolutely important for any change initiative to see any level of success. In fact, using these celebration and strength-seeking questions is the exact formula to use when seeking to recognize stakeholder value, kickstart positive attitudes, and motivate forward-moving behaviors. It's the perfect way to initiate a change management exploratory process. At this point, you might be thinking, this is just a bit too positive focused. What about the obvious weaknesses or deficiencies that I have? Hey, I'm with you. It's certainly a point to consider. So let's do so with an analogy to downhill skiing. If you've ever watched a skier go down a slope through a thickly forested area, you marvel at how these skiers rarely, if ever, hit any of the trees. How can they do that? There's so many trees, they're bound to hit one. And you're right. If they take the route of assessing strengths and weaknesses, or both the positive and the negative, they'll be putting some level of focus on the snow and some on the trees in an effort to balance their skill set and objective. But that's not what the best skiers do. They don't spend any time focusing on the trees. 100% of their focus is on the snow in front of them. All strength, all positive. If they wander for one moment to focus on the trees, they will undoubtedly hit one. Now, if you're not a skier or you can't relate to this analogy, consider when you're behind the wheel of your car or truck and you see a collision on the side of the road that gains your attention. Where does your car start to veer? Yep, right toward the thing you do not want to hit. But you can't help it. Your hands start to drift in that direction. It's just a natural reaction to your sense of proprioception and focus. But if you keep your eyes on the road ahead, you steer consciously and confidently in the exact direction you want to go. So let's agree that focusing on the positive strengths and assets we already possess is a very plausible method of effective change management. And with everything moving in a positive direction from our work in the discover phase, let's take a bit of time for reflection before striding into the next phase. How will you decide to approach your next change initiative? How will you celebrate all your team has accomplished so far and seek out the strengths each member possesses and brings to the situation? And how will you prepare to enter the next phase to dream? Think about these questions over the next week and see what you can implement. In the next episode, we'll move into dream, design, and dare. Well, that does it for today, but before we go, I want to thank you for making us a part of your busy day. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you find these coaching sessions helpful and inspiring. If you found this message motivating, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. I'd love to hear from you. And if you love this episode, share it with friends and family and on social media. And remember to tag me, Jimmy Glenos, so I can see what you're up to and support you too. If you're ready to break out of your routine, get unstuck, and rise to the next level, partner with me as your coach. I'm here to guide and support you on your journey to better health, wealth, leadership, and relationship. Head to my website at jimmyglenos.com. I look forward to working with you soon. Until then, I'm Jimmy Glenos, the Life and Leadership Locksmith, helping you unlock the shortcut. See you next time, everybody.